guys, welcome to Best Kept Secrets. I'm your host, Lele Pons, and we've got a great show for you guys today all about privacy. Now, privacy is obviously very important to us on this show. That's why all the callers who share their secrets with us are kept completely anonymous, and we censor out any identification that they have, any identifying information before the show airs.
The following content contains adult subject matter, including sensitive material, and is intended for adult consumption only. It may not be suitable for all audiences. Therefore, discretion is advised. Lele Pons is not a trained expert, but is using her personal experiences and platform to create a space for sensitive discussions.
Today, we have two callers whose secrets raise the question of whether it's ever okay to invade other people's private spaces. We live in a time when privacy almost seems like a thing of the past. Many of us share so many private and intimate moments online. And on the one hand, that's been an amazing thing because seeing how much we all have in common makes you feel less alone. That's one good thing. But on the other hand, I think it has made some people feel like they deserve to see or know everything about someone. And that's when things get a little scary. I don't know if you guys have seen the Britney Spears documentary. At the start of her career, she seemed to have a friendly relationship with the paparazzi and it allowed them a certain level of access to her everyday life. But then it quickly spun out of control. And even when she asked them to stop or actually physically ran away from them, they still chased her as if she owed them something. In my situation or many situations right now, because Britney Spears was a long time ago and now it's different because you have social media and Instagram, you have to also be careful with what you post. You have to think about it before you post. And I'm terrible at that. I suck. And it's the truth. And now we're living in something that once you post it, it's out there forever for the whole internet to see. It's pretty hard. And then the paparazzis have more access to you than ever because even they know where you are at all time. You can post a picture of you going out in a restaurant. They'll know exactly what restaurant that is and they will hunt you down. Technology really has changed everything. And a little bit later, I'm going to be talking to Jane, who explains what Zoom bombing is and how she's recently become addicted to it. But before that, I'm going to be talking to Allison, who has a more old school style of snooping. Let's hear her secret right now. Hi, Allison.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. I'm a huge fan, Lele.
Thank you so much. I am a huge fan of you and I want to know everything about you. Well, not everything, but I want to know what your secret is.
My secret is that I read people's diaries.
What can you find in diaries? What? I would never write a diary.
You've never written one?
No. It's so personal and that can go, people can find that. I don't know. It's you do it.
It's true. I really can't help it. Something else takes over inside of me. And next thing I know, I'm reading through everyone I know's diary.
Have you ever tried to go somewhere to see if it's maybe a condition, or something that you have? Maybe for example, for me, I have OCD. I can't control myself to check things.
Yeah. No, I've never really sought medical attention, but maybe I should. Probably whenever I find something that, really leaves me feeling distraught and I will have to seek medical attention. But so far I haven't found anything that leads me to feel too bad.
All right. Well, when that happens, please get help. Or see if it's something. You never know. Maybe there's always an explanation to something. Okay? It's not that you're crazy or anything. There's always an explanation. But I want to know, how long have you been doing this for?
Honestly, since I was a little kid.
Okay.
When I was younger, I remember not feeling guilty about going through my friends' stuff and reading their diaries or whatever. And then as I grew older, I kind of realized actually that's kind of a weird habit and, invasion of privacy and everything.
And nobody knows.
It really started when I was a kid.
Is there a reason why? Does it make you happy?
I'm more just so curious. It's just so interesting to me.
Okay. And how did you find them and read them without getting caught? Because that's the key.
Yeah. I'd say, anytime I'm house sitting for someone or if a friend goes out of town and needs me to check on their apartment or something, I'll go over and snoop through all of their stuff or even their roommate stuff, even people that I really don't know. I used to have a job where I would clean houses and I would go through their stuff. And if I happened upon a diary, I certainly would open it and read it. But I always kind of felt fine about it because it's not like I'm stealing stuff.
No.
Or whatever.
I mean, you're kind of stealing their privacy.
You're right. I'm stealing their secrets.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to know, but I am a little bit curious. Like, what is the craziest thing you've read?
Okay, that's like the saddest part about this whole thing is that there really is nothing crazy.
Oh, man.
It's like just about everyone's diary is like kind of the same. It's all talking about being insecure, feeling some type of way about, some romantic relationship, or feeling jealous of not having enough of this or that. It's really all the same stuff.
So what are you looking for in the diaries?
I don't know. I don't know at this point. At this point, it's more just a habit that I've fallen into.
Okay, so it's not that you don't trust your friends. It's just a habit.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't really read people's texts or anything. It's only this one form that I'm addicted to.
How do you think your friends will react if they found out that you're reading their diary?
Okay, well, I have two friends who sometimes will snoop through people's stuff with me.
Oh my God, what are they? It's a club. No, it's a club.
It is a club. A secret reading club.
You can come to my house. You will not find any diaries. So we're good as friends.
But if some of my other more prude friends were to find out, I think we probably wouldn't be friends, maybe.
Yeah, I understand that.
I don't know.
Do you have a diary?
I do. And I think I would kill myself if I found out someone were reading it.
Well, it's better not to find out. It's better not to find. Do you think that that you do this because you want control of the situation or your friendships?
No, I honestly wouldn't say it's a control thing. It's more honestly, it's the same reason why I feel like I love to watch vlogs on YouTube or I don't know, watch things about other people's lives that aren't my own at all. I guess I'm just interested in human behavior and interested particularly in how people act when they don't think that they're being watched.
Yeah. The
what
worst.
are those thoughts that you have with your diary?
Do you think if you talk to your friends, they would share those thoughts with you?
Probably not in in such a raw language.
And have you ever found anything written about you?
No, never. Believe it or not.
Does reading it change your opinion on them?
It does. I particularly have this one friend named Courtney who she, for the longest time was, in my eyes, the coolest, had everything together, knew where she was going, what she wanted, had a great job, really cool friends. And then when I read her diary, I discovered that she is just as insecure and depressed as all of us. Which made me feel a lot better about myself. And it's interesting to notice how everyone has, something that they get down on themselves about that most people don't even notice.
Yeah. I mean, it's normal. Obviously, you're going to feel a little better if someone's going through the same thing as you, you're going to feel
right?
better.
Especially this perfect girl who seems to have it all together.
I just want to know how you find them.
They're really easy to find, quick drawer peeks. A lot of times people will leave their finished journals or diaries, ones that they've written cover to cover. They'll leave them on a bookshelf or something. So that will be easier to find. But yeah, it's interesting. Some people are diligent and other people really aren't. I think you just have to be a journaler or not.
Have you almost gotten caught?
I've almost gotten caught a few times, but it's always just been I put whatever away right on time and it's fine. It's just if I'm at a party or whatever, I'll go wander off and find whatever I can find.
That's insane. I mean, I wonder if you come to my house, what would you do? What would you... for the first time, would you wait for me to go to the bathroom, for me to be on a call? It's insane. Would you wander around my house?
Yes.
Where do you think you would draw the line? Would you break a lock to read it?
I would pick the lock. I don't know about breaking it, but I certainly would pick one. And I think it would depend on whose diary we're talking about,
Yeah. Oh, if it has a lock, it has to be.
Yeah.
Has to be pretty intense. But thank you so much for sharing this with us, and nice to meet you. You seem like you wouldn't do this, which is crazy. Like your voice.
I know.
You never know, people. I swear.
True.
Listen, we've all wondered before. If I see something that I want to read and
Right?
it's like it's risky and you're not allowed to. Sometimes
Yeah.
you're drawn to things that you're not allowed to do.
Yeah,
So,
you're right.
I understand. Well, thank you so much for everything and
Thank you.
and for sharing your secret. Hopefully, you feel better that's off your chest.
Thanks for having me on.
I think this goes beyond like what she thinks. I think it goes like, I think it's something like maybe like she needs to actually go and find out with a therapist or something. Like it has to come back from when she was a little girl. Like, something probably must have happened or she felt left out with her friends. She had to know everything, but something must have happened because this just doesn't happen. This is not a normal thing, I understand it, but it's not something that we do every day. And it's not a habit that we all have. That, I mean, this is the first time I hear something about this, and she likes it, and she feels comfortable even talking about it. Like it doesn't even sound like she feels kind of guilty. She doesn't. And it's like a normal habit for her. It's like a little hobby she has. So I think she should figure out where this is coming from, because if she does get caught, she's gonna be in big trouble. Thank God I don't have a diary. Yeah, I mean, I cannot relate to this at all. But if you do relate to this, make sure to go to shots.com/secrets and submit your secret if it's something like this. It could be anything. All right, guys, but we're going to take a quick break and then return and talk to our next caller. All right, guys, we're back. Thank you for sticking with us. And now we have Jane, the next caller. Hi, Jane.
Hi, Lele. How are you?
I'm good. I want to know, what is your best kept secret? Tell us, please.
Okay, so I can't get caught for this, right?
No, just don't say how you did it. Just don't. This is not your real name, right?
No. My heart's racing.
Okay,
I'm
good.
really nervous to share this with you. Just because no one knows it's me, but I've actually been hacking in Zoom bombing Zoom calls since the pandemic. So
what is Zoom bombing? So you can explain.
So Zoom bombing is actually when me and my friends kind of got into it, and we used to just prank each other, but it's when you get into other people's Zoom meetings and you kind of mess around and fuck with them a little bit, and just cause a little bit of chaos, and then you just get out.
Do you get out before you see the reaction?
I like to, so the thing that we do that's special is we actually go in with 2 Zoom bombers.
Oh,
and so one
okay.
person films the reaction, and then the other person just freaking attacks. It's so cool.
And what's the funniest that's happened? Like the funniest Zoom bomb?
So once I did a gender reveal because it's 2021 and we're not really doing those anymore,
Yeah.
And then another time, one of my favorite things to do is, have you ever seen the Goonies?
Yes.
So it's those kids and, they go into the caverns and there's that guy and he goes, "Hey, you guys."
Yeah.
And that's what I enter with, or I'll play WAP if it's a classroom, or I'll even hit them with some old school Sierra or Missy Elliott and some 1-2 step, just to kind of shake it up a bit.
You're not doing anything bad. That's funny.
Right? I don't feel like it's evil. I mean, I use my powers for good, but it's all fun.
That's funny. Have you seen the video of I think there was a viral video that they were in Zoom call and one of them had the camera on and they were pooping?
Yes. Or have you seen the ones where the people forget with their pants down, or
yeah.
The kid runs through the screen or something, or brings the phone to their mom?
Yeah.
I love watching those. So yeah, that's kind of how we got the idea.
Is it illegal to do it?
It's not recommended.
Exactly. I don't think it is. It's playing around. Without telling us exactly how you do it, because you shouldn't, because we don't want to know. Give us how does it happen? You know what I mean? It's just a code. It's just you just randomly type something in.
Well, so how with Zoom calls, it's through the URLs.
Yeah.
We basically
have a way of figuring out really like specific URLs, I guess you could say. And then that's just how we enter. Like it's kind of cool. Like it's, like you spin the wheel and stuff. Like that's kind of what it's like.
Oh, but wow. Are you like a computer genius?
Kind of.
What gave you the idea to do this?
It was honestly from like watching TikToks and stuff and just being bored.
That's funny. What was the funniest, like the funniest one that you've like encountered, like the funniest Zoom?
I think the funniest one would be like this couple was on a date and it was their first date.
Oh, wow.
And so I like Zoom bombed it and I just started playing like really romantic music. And then they were like kind of confused. And then I really quickly just put on like just cats, just the sounds of cats meowing. And they couldn't turn it off.
It's like you're pranking. Like,
yeah, like if I was doing it, to be mean, then yeah, I could definitely see why I'd get in trouble. But I don't know. It felt like a big deal to share because no one knows it's me.
And how do people in meetings react?
They're usually like really surprised. I once had a woman faint, but I don't know if it was because of me.
I don't think it was because of you. Unless you like told her that like something bad happened, like, oh, your grandchild is in the jail. But if you like do like cat noises, why is she gonna faint? Unless like her cat had recently died or something equally terrible. Yeah, I don't really know. Yeah.
It was so bizarre. And then, I actually was able to help them because I was like, you guys put some ice on her neck. And then I got out of the call.
Has a Zoom bomb ever turned into a conversation?
I like to think that it's better than Tinder, but unfortunately, people think it's kind of invasive. So
yeah, I
haven't yet found anyone, but one day I hope to find true love over the screen.
Oh, I wish for that to happen to you.
Thank you so much.
How often do you do this?
I do it kind of a couple times a week if I have some free time or, I'm feeling mischievous, but I just have to be inspired.
Yeah. Thank you so much for talking to us and opening up.
I honestly feel like I truly feel so much better now that I've shared that with you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Don't be mad or sad about it. Like seriously, it's funny.
Maybe I'll jump into one of your meetings one day and I'll show you who I really am.
Just put cat noises. Put cat noises, please.
I'll have a special surprise for you.
Hey, thank you so much. Bye. Well, I just want you to know, guys, that I know that doctors and like therapists don't actually use Zoom. But, I think that what she was doing was to bring laughter. Like she would go in the meeting not to really hear what they were talking about, mostly like to just like make it awkward, like say something, put cat noises. Yeah, it's weird to go in conversations that are, private, but it's okay. She's just pranking. No one's getting hurt. No one's happening. Well, hopefully the lady didn't faint because of her. I doubt it. But, or maybe good thing that she was there and she tried to help. You never know. But, if she loves what she's doing, be careful. Definitely be careful. Hopefully they don't trace her, I don't know. I would never do that. But hopefully she stops soon before she gets in trouble. I think I'll keep my pranking on TikTok for sure. Definitely not there. Wow, okay, so there's a lot to unpack for those two callers. Let's start with Jane, all right? I thought her Zoom bombing prank sounded really funny and we're obviously not meant to upset anyone, but my team was actually looking into it and we do want to make it clear that in some cases, Zoom bombing can be considered a serious crime. It gets pretty complicated, so I'm not going to try and explain the legal stuff about this, but I will just say that I think it's much safer if we take the pranks to TikTok and leave the Zoomers out of it. Jane may have been breaking into people's private meetings, including dates, but she wasn't trying to spy on anybody. So that's a good thing. I know her intentions were not to do anything bad. Just spread a little chaos and excitement, and that's it, because, probably she was bored or anything like that. But by contrast, by reading her friends' diaries, Allison has been snooping on the private thoughts of people she knows well, so that feels different to me. I thought it was very interesting that she would sneak away at parties to look through people's houses. I mean, if she's at a party, why not spend time getting to know people face to face rather than looking through their diaries and making assumptions about who they are? I mean, it's a little weird. But I do think, and I recommend that she tries to speak to a therapist about what it is that makes her so addicted to snooping. Allison says she didn't see reading people's diaries as invading their privacy, but for me, I think it definitely crosses a line, especially when she's doing it to her friends who clearly trust her. What would they say? And I would be pissed. I do think Allison has an important thing to teach us, though. The main lesson she's learned from all this of snooping around isn't that people are keeping deep, dark secrets, but that in our most private moments, we all go through pretty much the same thing. Anxiety, stress, and self-doubt. And knowing that should make us more respectful of people's privacy, not less. So now I want to throw it out to you guys with one question. If you had the opportunity, would you read your best friend's diary? I wouldn't. I don't care. I don't care. I know her very well, and I don't have that in my mind. I can see the temptation for sure, but it could also be a good way to ruin a friendship. Let me know what you guys think on my Instagram at Lele Pons. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say. But that's our show for today. Thank you guys so much for listening. And don't forget, we'll be back next Wednesday with more Best Kept Secrets.
If you or someone you know are struggling emotionally, text START to 741-741 for a confidential chat anytime.
Bum, bum.
Thanks for listening to Best Kept Secrets with me, Lele Pons, only on Spotify in partnerships with Shot Studios. The Shot Studios original team includes creators John Shahidi and Sam Shahidi, my lovely producer Belinda Mercer, and audio editor Stephen Colon. From Spotify Studios, executive producers Javier Pinol, Liz Gately, Gina Delvac, and Danny Treboj. And a special thanks to Dan Behar, Jessica Molina, Francisco Quijada, and Julio Pabon. I'm Lele. Follow me on Instagram at Lele Pons and check out my exclusive merch at lilshop.com. That is Lil Shop, Lil shop.com. Talk to you next week.